inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey ladies, what's good? Oh, I feel great. I'm going to be talking about something that I love to do, and that's collaborations, because you already know that much of our success hinges upon the people that we're connected to. And not just from the perspective of visibility, but honestly, when you've got other people promoting you and saying, look at this amazing people, it broadens your reach. More people know about you. The more people that know about you, the higher probability there is that other people will buy from you. Thus, we become more successful. And I personally love collaborative experiences because on this journey, it takes a lot. And as you're growing and you're pushing and you're building, when you can go and grow with other people with you, it feels amazing. And if some of you listened to the episode where I talked about losing the ones that you love as your business grows, this is definitely a great twist, to say, hey, but what about all the people that actually do come with you? And I want to take it a step further than that, though, because some of you are in industries that are going to require that you collaborate sooner than later. Like, for instance, if you're like in the beauty industry and you want to start getting into these retail stores, you need to know people. You need to know processes. You're going to have to make sure that you have good legal representation, that you have your paperwork in order. When you get distribution deals and stuff like that, there's so much work that you have to do, and having a solid team is necessary. A lot of us, we can come out here as coaches. And we can set the right price point, and in the beginning we may be going from client to client or clients to clients, but we can seal 6-month contracts, sell courses and stuff like that. And while we do want more visibility and we do want more people to know about us, we can usually get started and make a significant amount of money without doing those things. But collaboration is still key. And so I had a conversation with a woman who was, talking about the different things that she did. And she had a couple of situations where she had then formulated LLCs, and she got into business with some folks, and some of them, it was them not doing the work. Others, it was being afraid of expanding. And in the midst of all of the drama and everything that she was going through, a portion of her company was at stake. Not only that, she had made some decisions and dealt with some financial turmoil in her life. And in the beginning, your personal credit is your business credit. But she needed backing. She needed funding. And it was not what she knew. It was who she knew. And the thing that got her in position, I'll tell you one thing, to be able to have people say, you know what, we'll get into bed with you, is because no matter what happened with all of these other shady deals, she never stopped. She kept going. And as women, a lot of times when things don't go right and we have a bad deal, we can shut down and quit and have to recuperate. And mind you, I'm not knocking anybody if you have to do this, but the people that get the farthest sooner are the ones who, no matter what they're going through, they still show up and they still push. And that's something that's difficult for a lot of us. We can find every excuse in the book and we'll start saying, yeah, well, I got to practice my self-care. Yeah, but my family and that nothing comes before my family. And when you get through dissecting it all, it's like, nah, you can incorporate self-care and still make sure that you're showing up for your business, and you can have quality family life. It's all about how you formulate things, but you don't need to completely fall off. And not only that, you need to learn how to protect yourself. And so some of you, where you want to get in your business, it's required for you to know somebody, to be connected with somebody, for someone else to open a door for you. But when you have had poor relationships, when you've had big business deals go bad, your trust can be very low. And I want to encourage you to look at yourself and say, well, why did these things happen? And what can I learn from these experiences? And even though I'm asking these very basic questions, I understand for some of you, it's really not that easy, because it is easier to say, oh, I can tell you why it happened, because there's some people out here in this world who just don't mean any good, because people take advantage of folks, and without even realizing it, you may be having a conversation where you're in full-fledged victim mode. And I don't care what you go through. As a business owner, part of what will help you thrive is having this mindset of the buck stops here. Everything still comes back to me. And there is always something to learn. And yeah, I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs and the first to do it, and nobody else in your family has done something like what you're doing. And so you can say, well, I didn't know. But if you didn't know, then what do we do to change your perspective and say, but now I do know? And how can I use this so that in the future I don't deal with it again? And for those of you that are coaches, how much value will this bring to my clients to make sure that they're abreast of this and they don't make those same mistakes too? And so building a business, it requires you to not take things personal and take everything as a learning opportunity for your advancement and for your growth. And for many of you, you're going to miss out on a lot of great deals if you don't learn how to take responsibility and then also protect your assets. For me personally, I remember there was a summit that I put on and things didn't go the way that I wanted them to go. And it's good that they didn't, because if I would have had the kind of sales that I wanted, and if I would have been successful with some of the things that I wanted, and this has nothing to do with collaboration just yet. Well, it does, but the spin on it is, oh, forget it. Just roll with me with this podcast episode and be like, okay, August is going to connect the dots again some way, some form of fashion. But sometimes your lack of success, even when you do collaborative experiences, is the divine protecting you. I did a summit and I had all of these amazing ideas, but legally, I didn't make sure that my contract, I didn't even have a contract. I just had guidelines that said, this is what you're doing. And the first summit that I did, I actually had a celebrity speaker. And not that I believe that this man would have done this, but what if things would have went the way that I wanted to? What if I was able to make a lot of money? Made more than I did anyway. I made a significant amount, but not a lot. But what if that gentleman was like, yeah, the money that's being made, she's making it off my name, and, take this thing, shut it down. I didn't give permission for my picture to be there or whatever. Going forward, I just happened to have an epiphany. I didn't even have a coach tell me to do this part, because my first coach was excellent when it came to teaching me summits. But one of the things that we did not discuss was having a contract. I later decided to have a contract myself. And part of what helped me open my eyes up to that is by participating in other people's summits. And I'm like, wait a minute. I need to get clearance for people's images and for their videos, and making sure that it's understood that I can reduplicate this information specifically in the summit for resale. Not that I own the rights to what they taught or anything of that nature, but I can, have my stuff. And so anyway, that legally I could have jammed myself up. And even if it didn't happen, is the point that when it came to my mind, I was like, fix it. And so, like I said, even though I was doing something from, a solo perspective, being a coach, I decided to jump into collaboration. And jumping into collaboration and working with other people meant that I had to have my shit together even better than I thought that I had it together from putting on a stellar event the first time around. And so where are you at? Some of you don't need to be a paranoid about doing any collaborations. You just need to have your paperwork in order. You need to have your values together. You need to know what you stand for, so that when you get into bed with people, it's people that line up with your vision. And so I want you to not just hear what I'm saying. I want you to get some sound advice, and I want you to hear some wisdom behind other people that have dealt with this, so that you can move forward. And one of my speakers in the summit is talking about this, about protecting your assets. And if you have not registered for the Authentic Collective Summit, look, we're talking about the things that damage us and hurt us in business. And we can't allow them to hurt us. We can't stay down. We have to get back up. So sign up. I'm going to put the link up. But if you've been to my site, you go to augustcrenshaw.com, just click the summit tab or type in /summit. The event is free for a limited time. We kick off in about a month. December 11th is a kickoff day. You don't want to miss this, ladies, because we're talking about the things that impact us and affect us emotionally, spiritually, and practically in business. And we can't afford to stay down. We've got to come out. We've got to be our authentic selves. And yes, in contracts and policies, that's about authenticity too. How do you want your stuff to look? And standing up and speaking to people and not cowering down and operating in your boldness, these things are very important. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at the summit. I'm also looking forward to getting some feedback from you and saying, damn, this was a good topic, and I got some things to think about and get together if I want to, expand my business. And we can go from there. All right. So I love you, ladies. I'm going to get out of here. And in the meantime, in between time, I'll see you at the next segment. Deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendontbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.